Hello, hello, everybody. A little special show coming to you. Let me know if you can hear me. The setup's a little different today. You can see it's just me at the moment. We might get Mark a little later. I hope we do. But what are we and what are we doing? Of course, this is Think Outside the Blocks. Brickworld's a weekly live stream starting an hour late this week, where we talk about all kinds of things going outside the Lego medium, the rigid Lego medium, to create our own ideas and own expression by thinking outside the blocks. So I can be heard. Monica tells me we're already up to 6 viewers. Make sure you, of course, like and subscribe. It is always useful to us in the algorithm when that happens. And we've already got Ralph Nader, Monica Berry, Rob Claxton and the Pre-Play Gang, and V Mac Attack here. This week, you can see I'm not in my home studio, as some of you may recall. This weekend, and I've got Matt here as well. This weekend, there were 2 Lego shows going on in my potential world. One was in my home state of Minnesota, and the second one, of course, is in Milwaukee, which is, as Monica points out, where I am. So had to choose between a local show and, of course, supporting Brickworld. And hey, this is literally the Brickworld live stream. So, of course, I chose Brickworld. So here I am in my hotel room. Everybody is giving a friendly hello. But even though Mark's not here at the moment, he can hopefully join us later. We still have a run a show. We can still talk. We can still take all kinds of interesting statements from the Tainted today about what we have to talk about. And what is it we have to talk about? Well, our topics for today were brought to you by the letter I. Might look like an L, but that's an I. First, we're going to talk about incomplete. What could that possibly mean? I can hear you. I've already been confirmed you can hear me, but there's something I can hear in my car that I can't reach. So we'll talk about whether or not that's a problem. Maybe I'll need some input from the Tainted. One of the reasons you go to Brickworld is to get inspired by some other creations. So we're going to talk about some inspirational things that we came across at Brickworld this year. And then we're going to talk some Lego news. And then we're going to hopefully get to this topic, because this is the one I want to talk about most. It's a Lego life. What does that mean? I truly feel I can't do this one without Mark. So hopefully Mark will be able to join us at some point and we can do this one. And then last but not least, in 2 months, in 2 short months, it will be Brickworld Chicago. I can't believe that we're almost there, but we're almost there. So incomplete. What was that show topic? Well, first of all, no Mark. So that makes us incomplete. Also, I had to bring a couple of builds here to Milwaukee. And when they got here, I found that I was missing some pieces. One of the mocks in particular, it's the orange ship that you've seen in the background several times while we've been doing Think Outside the Blocks. It's the one I built for September, as I mentioned. And while the structure is done everywhere, I noticed that one of the 2 sides was missing quite a bit of detail. There was armor cladding that had spots for detail and greebling or weapons of some variety, but no actual things were attached in those places. And it was fine for when I photographed it. I photographed it from one side, but when I put it out on display, I had it facing the opposite direction. And I didn't even notice that the back side of the ship wasn't complete until Saturday when the public was there. Luckily, it wasn't a bunch of super obvious stuff, and I was able to just move everything from one panel to the other. But it's the first time I've experienced something like that, where I've brought a mock that I thought was done, put it on display, and then realized that the side I've been staring at for months and months and months is complete, but the other side's incomplete, and that happens to be the side I had it on. I could have tried to, just flip the ship the other direction, because that's the way I've been looking at it and the way I photographed it. But the issue is I brought 2 of the orange fleet, and the other one was facing that direction, and it couldn't be turned. It's the spaceship computer, if anyone's seen that build. So because of that, I had to flip this one. Well, I couldn't flip this one, so I had to move all of the panels to the other side. I know a lot of people don't like have issues with bringing incomplete mocks or something that is good enough, I guess, to a show, but it's not something I've ever done. So I was really, really panicked when I noticed that, even though I don't think it was, all that big a deal to have it situated the way it was. Uh, Fabufan Milwaukee says, "I feel like I just saw you." Well, in fact, you did, Fabufan. Fabufan was right behind me. We shared this part of the same island at the Milwaukee show. He brought a lot of stuff, a lot of small mocks, and actually, probably the one I enjoyed the most was a set of habitats of all of the lesser known or perhaps canceled or easily forgotten themes. So we had habitats for all kinds of things. There were a couple that I didn't immediately recognize. There have been apparently 4 or 5 different themes that have had something to do with living on Mars. There's like Mars exploration, Mars mission, life on Mars, all kinds of different ones with Mars. So there were a couple that I didn't immediately recognize. And Fabby Fan points out, we also shared some delicious dots. We did. They were on the table. I ate some. I think Fabby Fan can confirm that it's not just hype. I do eat the dots. So they were delicious, and we had them at the show. I brought castle stuff as well as some spaceships. Last week we took a look at the castle that I was working on. It is now already complete. I should say it's mostly complete. This, just like the spaceship, I had a moment where I looked at my mock and realized that some of the details on the back side were missing. It wasn't quite as bad as the spaceship mock, but it wasn't wonderful, I'll say. But let's take a look at that build briefly here on our second screen so everyone can see where we ended up with it. Of course, I'm getting teased here by Matt, who says we eat Lego dots. Of course, we know there's a difference between Lego dots and Dots home-style pretzels, which used to be manufactured in, I think it was Velva, North Dakota, but now it's been outsourced to Hershey, Pennsylvania or somewhere when it was bought up. So this was the mock. I did manage to post it this week that we were working on the last couple weeks. I finished it off with, I think the big thing that I didn't have done when last we saw this were the trees. So I did manage to get some trees on here, and I finished the snow on the backside. What's missing and making this mock incomplete, even though it was on display, are some of these spiky details that you see around the windows. They're these pieces here, the 1x1 pieces that are like a pyramid. They were missing on the backside of this mock. Hopefully I'll have that rectified by Chicago, but who knows? Maybe you'll have to check it out and see if I just left it as it was. But I got some pictures taken of it pretty quickly and posted. So I was able to finish this mock in about a week and a half, maybe a little fast, a little faster than it could have been. But sometimes when you're building something that you just sort of already have a vision of or that you're really comfortable with, you can build one really fast, especially if you happen to have the parts on hand or you do something really repeatable. And that was sort of the benefit here. This was 2 6-sided towers, and so they were rather symmetrical for the most part on the 6 faces. So it was pretty easy to build and increase pretty quickly on these. So this is the castle that we had been working on, or I had been working on. Now I'm going to have to move to something new. And I did find some inspirational things at Milwaukee that we'll talk about that will maybe shape on what I'm going to do next. Of course, the other thing that I have to do, and I shouldn't even joke about it, is the collaborative that I'm doing for Chicago. That's one of the fun things about Chicago in particular. Are there a number of groups that will do collaborative displays of some variety? That happens at other shows too, but it's definitely more prevalent at Chicago. That's usually where a lot of people are debuting a collaborative of some variety. So it'll be nice to see all the various collaborations, including the one for Eurobricks, which Mark and I are both building for. I know neither of us have started, but that doesn't mean we won't finish. So that is my second incomplete mock that I brought to Milwaukee here. But it was a fun show. The weather was really nice though too. So I don't think we had quite as many people as we normally would see, but it was still a good flow, and there were lots of good and interesting displays, including a moon-based display, a collaborative from the Wisconsin groups that will be bigger and better at Chicago. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. So now that we've talked about a few of our incomplete mocks, let's talk about I Can Hear You. And I'm going to need to know from the Tainted if I should be afraid of what I'm experiencing. Derby Brick says, actually thought you were talking about the candy dots as opposed to Dots pretzels. Candy dots aren't bad either. They are a little gummy. So it's not exactly the favorite thing. I would definitely not eat the two of them together. I can't imagine having all that disgusting gummy stuff in my teeth and then chewing on a salty, crunchy pretzel too. That would be pretty nasty. But of course, Dots pretzels are delicious. I could eat the two of them independently, but not together. Hope Castle says hello, all. I did see Reed from Hope Castle as well. As he knows, of course, I love Castle. Let's see. VMAC Attack tells me that Dots pretzels are made in Bluffton, just south of Fort Wayne now. I believe it's is it Hershey's that owns Dots now? Before they were independently owned. Monica Berry points out that there are lots of dots in our lives, not just one. So we've got the pretzel, as well as one of our Brickworld mascots, the little snake that sometimes is hanging out in some of my shots. We've got Dots candy. We've got Lego dots. Too many dots. VMAC does confirm that would be Hershey's that owns them now. Paige is telling us though that regardless, Pop Daddy is still better. And apparently, Monica tells us there are two different kinds of candy dots. Dots gumdrops, and there's also a harder sugar dots on paper. Oh boy. Either one of those I think I would skip if I was eating the pretzels too. I just got a message from Mark. He thinks he'll be able to join us at 9. So we'll continue with the rest of the show. And when we get closer to 9, hopefully Mark will be here and we can cover the topic that I most want to talk about with him. Okay, so what I need to know about is whether or not I should be concerned about this. I packed up my car. It is very full, filled to the brim. In fact, when I drove here, I bungee corded. Bungee corded, is that a word? Probably is. I bungee corded one of the mocks on top of a bin in the back of the car. That's how full it is, so that I could get lots of stuff to Milwaukee and make sure we had a fabulous show. So I got it all packed up to leave. Rushed over here, did the run of show, got a quick bite to eat. But when I was going down to pick up my dinner, pick up my delicious Chipotle, I could hear something in the bins behind my head moving. The issue is, of course, that it's in a bin with something, as I just mentioned, bungee corded on top of it. And it's one of two different motors that are running in there. I turned them all off, but I didn't know that they would be able to or could get jostled and turned back on inside the bin. So I can hear it buzzing along just fine. Doesn't seem to be hitting anything. But the question is, should I actually pull everything out and try to turn it off? Or should I leave it as is and just wait for the battery to die or for me to get home and unpack them? Derby Bricks is suggesting that I bring them into my hotel room. Maybe that's everything to avoid theft. I don't know. Most of the stuff I have in there are covered. Derby suggesting, yeah, you don't want a situation like somebody stealing it, like happened last year. I don't know what their situation is, or where they were. I think it was they were going all the way to Seattle or something. They were most of the way home or something, and it was stolen out of their car. Monica Berry makes a plug for I would check. There's one other possibility that I've thought of, which would be best case, and that is I had one of my mocks on top of a turntable that is potentially battery powered. I had it plugged in all weekend, but I turned it off and unplugged it. But the turntable can be operated if the switch goes on battery power. So if I'm lucky, it's the turntable that's turning and nothing inside the bins. That might really help. Reed asks, could the battery overheat? I don't know if the battery could. The motor could, I suppose, if it gets caught or stuck on something. It is, in an enclosed case, so it is possible that it could overheat. That's definitely what I want to avoid. Is some sort of a inferno in my car. But that's exactly why I'm asking if I should bother checking if it sounds unbothered, or if I should just actually get in there and pull them out. Monica points out that it wasn't the Lego stolen from the car; it was actually the whole car that was stolen. I think anyone who wanted to steal my car right now would first be baffled by the fact that you can't see out the back window, and if you want to try to back up, I don't know how this happened, but the backup camera in my car flips the image upside down. So instead of looking at the ground when you turn the rear view camera on, you actually look up into the sky. It's very disorienting if you're trying to use it. All the beep sensors still work, so like make sure I don't back into anything. But it's really, really weird to be staring into nothing. Ralph Nader, which is what we're always going to call you, alternate candidate, says it is Schrodinger's Lego bin situation. Yeah, is the cat alive? I don't know until I open it. But I can a little different here. I mean, maybe you can't in the Schrodinger's situation. You don't know if the cat's alive at all. There's definitely something spinning in the bin, or hopefully right below it with the turntable. Let's see here. Should be okay until the battery dies, but if the motor stalls, it could damage it. Yeah. So I don't want to damage the motor either. I guess if the motor goes, they're medium-sized power function motors, so they're not the most valuable thing out there. I would be more concerned if they overheat and other things happen. One of the things that I particularly have to be concerned about, which kind of tells me that I probably will have to check it eventually before I go to bed tonight, is that I usually keep either a blanket or a soft pillow on the bottom of the bin to absorb some of the shock. So, I do have something that's maybe potentially a little flammable in there. I don't know. Or at least adds a little more heat and insulation. So it's probably something I will have to check at some point. But it's the worst feeling when you can hear it. BMAX says it won't catch fire. There's not enough juice for that. Well, that's good to hear. That might influence my decision some, but I'm definitely gonna have to go back out and look at it. But Ralph says, honestly, I would not be able to let it go at all. Once I hear it, I would immediately have to attend to it. It would eat at me. Yeah. I'm that way a lot too. Usually it would. If it wasn't for the bungee cords, I would probably figure out a way to liberate this bin and see if I can find the battery box and turn it off or unplug it. That's the other thing too, is I turned off the battery boxes. I should have unplugged the power function motors too. So anyone who's traveling for Brickworld, keep that in mind. If you're packing it inside something, don't just turn off the battery. You could probably pull out one of the batteries. That might be a good idea too. But at the very least, unplug all the power function motors. So even if the battery box does turn on, nothing's going to do a big problem like that. So, oh, look at this.
Oh, hi.
I don't know if you can get an echo now, but there you are. Look at you.
It sure is me. I'm not sure what's echoing. It's always my fault. Let me see if I have our stream.
Well, it wasn't echoing yet. I'm just, concerned about it.
Yeah, maybe it's the echo coming back from the hall or this terrible room that I'm in or something like that. So what are you talking about?
What I was talking about, Mark, is you saw my car, how it was packed.
Yeah.
When I got in the car to drive over to Chipotle to grab a little dinner, I can hear a motor running inside one of the bins. But as you know, I literally had stuff bungee corded on top of the bins.
Yeah.
I don't really want to open the bin or try to pull everything out so I can check it. So we were just debating whether or not it's dangerous to leave the motor running.
Well, I wonder if it's your turntable. It's just like...
Well, that was my other theory, is that possibly it's the turntable because it does have potential battery.
Hey, TJ was here today. We just saw this guy.
Ooh. Wow.
Got a lot of noise. So, yeah, I'll probably, you know what? I'll be back at the hotel in like 40 minutes. So I could jump on then. Do you have enough to do in the meantime? Will it still be going? All right, cool.
We'll do some stuff. And like I told you, I'm set up here with 2 cameras, so you can just come right on over.
Oh, nice.
The door. You can come sit down. I got a nice chair for you, and we can do probably what I think is going to be the most fun, which is take a look at a little special project you and I worked up when we were at the show this weekend. So.
Hey, Lego Timmy. Hey, Derby Bricks. Hey, Monica Berry. Yeah, we kept trying to find you, Ben. You're a social guy. You're never at your display. You're all over the place, and so TJ didn't get to meet you in person.
Well, if you're coming to Chicago, I'll see you then, of course.
Ralph Nader's here. It's Comedy Gold.
Yes.
Hey, Lego Timmy just hit 30,000 subscribers. Hey, congratulations there, bro. It's noisy as hell here, and I'm causing an echo, so I'm going to go ahead and duck out.
Yeah.
See you in a little bit. I'm so excited.
A couple things, and we'll get to that. So
sounds good. Bye.
We'll be excited to see Mark. While we're waiting for Mark to have everything packed up, let's take a look at our run of show. The next 2 things that we'll probably cover before you get here, Mark, is we'll talk about some of the inspirational things that I saw at Brickworld Milwaukee, and then we'll talk the Lego news. I gave it it's brought to us by the letter I. I carambas, maybe a little bit of a cheat, but I think it works. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things I saw at Brickworld Milwaukee that I like. Because part of what I come to various brick worlds to find is some inspiration. And there's never a shortage of that. And what I've always said, and what a lot of people, I don't know if they believe me when I say it, but I'm always serious about it. Oftentimes what I find inspiring isn't the giant displays. It isn't a massive castle. It isn't anything like that. Usually what I end up latching onto is something small that I find an idea for it very interesting in some fashion. So let's take a look at a couple of things that I spotted at the Milwaukee show that I really liked. Here's the first one. And you might be saying, well, what's so fabulous about this? I will admit that I am a recovering Lego Pirate fan. I don't know about anybody else, but I am. And so this here is a cross section of a ship. And of course, one of the things about a ship, a pirate ship, a sailing ship of any variety, is it's very curved. And it's very hard to duplicate that in Lego for any large period of time. But you can do it on something small like this. And so this was something I really liked here, was this ability to see a cutaway of some variety on a ship. Lots and lots of posts, as you can see, a bunch of barrels stacked up. You can see the flooring and the ribbing and all that stuff, along with all this fancy rigging that you would need in order to climb up to secure the mast or whatever you're going to do up here. This is all the higher it went up. It cut off at a relatively short distance. But this was something that I found really interesting. I can just imagine somebody trying to produce a whole series of these and stack them together, build a whole ship with cutaway cross sections. I'm sure someone's done it before. But it was something that I thought was really interesting. I like the coloration here too. Sort of the paint versus the part that would just be bare bent wood. Fabufan Milwaukee concurs. It was good. It was cool to see. The one thing about this particular display was that we also had, let's see if I got it in the picture. Oh, I didn't. There was also a fishing trawler in this picture that was like right on the edge of the table. And it had two large fishing nets hung to the sides. And they were putting fish in the fishing nets. And it was so close to the edge, I was 100% convinced someone was going to hit it or drop too many fish in one side, and the whole thing was going to do a Larry and topple off the table and crash into a million pieces on the floor. Luckily, that didn't happen. But it was definitely something that I was fully expecting to happen. The second thing that I saw, hopefully we're going to go the right direction here. Oh, that is not the right thing. Hold on. That's me and Mark enjoying a castle set, but that is not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about this one. So let me get this back up here. This here is part of the collaborative that was being done at Brickworld Milwaukee with the Wisconsin groups. I don't remember which group it was. Fabufan or anyone else who was there, tell me if it was. I'm guessing it was probably Fox Slug, the Green Bay group, because I know that a few of the folks I know from Fox Slug were working on it. Maybe there were more people, but of course, I have told everybody and continue to tell everybody that this year has been the year of the rover. And so, in particular, white rovers have sort of been the thing. Hey, man just says it's Whistler in general. Yeah, they might have chapters or however it's grouped or whatever. So it was just the Wisconsin lugs in general. But because it's the year of the rover, what do we have here? A rover. So look at this cute little guy here. I really like the round ball in the front. And the way sort of all the connection points are on it. It very much looks like some sort of industrial truck from Earth. They took out the windscreen and put in this big ball and landed it on the moon to be in the moon base. So I don't know what they're carrying what do you call these things? The grates. I don't know what we're carrying them away for or what they're going to be used for in the construction, but it's the kind of thing that I thought was really inspiring. Again, lots to see on that moon base. You could spend lots of time looking at it, but for whatever reason, a small build like this is really what caught my attention and made me go, cool. I really like it. Ralph Nader suggests cutaways for different types of ships could be very interesting and could lead a way to make some sort of large collaboration. Yeah, that would be interesting, Ralph, if you had a standard for size, but what was in each section was different. Maybe even the outside colorings were different, and you could stack them together and make a long ship. That would be something that'd be really interesting. So that's an interesting idea. Any group out there that wants to try something like that, more than welcome to do it. But it was a very cool thing. I got a couple other things that I am going to share here quick, um, but I'm gonna have to email them to myself. There was, I will say, a lot of castle this year. I think part of that is probably because Whislug did a collaborative castle a couple years ago. Since this is the Whislug home show, for all intents and purposes, for Brickworld at least, a lot of the castle or chunks of the castle had sort of been distributed throughout the hall into different mocks. So if you were into castle, this was a really good show to come to. If you went to Brickworld last year, you saw the big one. Actually, Milwaukee last year as well, they had the big collaborative together. But a lot of people did some modifications to what they had contributed to make sort of a smaller but still very interesting set of displays throughout the entire hall. A couple other things that I saw at the show that I'm going to quick send to myself, besides castle, include a lot of interesting landscaping techniques. I think that's the other major thing that I find at shows that really makes me want to try some of those techniques. While I'm sending these to myself here, Fabufan or anyone who's been to a Lego show, tell me what you usually look for. What is it that you want to find inspiration from when you go to the show? Are you looking for an entire mock or theme that you get interested in? Do you kind of stick to your own theme and look for build techniques? Do you just like the artistry? When you go to the show, what is it that you find most inspiring? And I'll remove this while I check my email to pull up these couple extra ones here. Flying a little bit by the seat of our pants today with no Mark, and with the fact that we just ended the show at 5 o'clock today. One of the things that Mark is big on is not taking down anything early. He likes to make sure that if you are coming to the Brickworld show, that you have the full experience, whether you're there at the end of the day or the beginning of the day. So it does become a little bit of a challenge sometimes at the very end of the day when you want to pack up and get out of there. But you have to make sure that everyone's going to be able to enjoy the show. So a couple of things people like and getting the conversation rolling while I pull those up. Monica says, I try and fail to look at just about everything. Yeah, I mean, that could be extremely daunting. It's almost funny when you see Brickworld recaps or things of that variety, where people say, oh, these are the 5 things I loved at Brickworld, and 3 of them you never even saw, even if you were there the entire day. So that can be frustrating, very much so. So you're definitely not alone in the I tried but failed situation, Monica. And sometimes you walk past something because your attention gets pulled away to something nearby what you're walking towards. And while you are doing that, you end up missing a joke or a finer point on a build that you probably should have been paying more attention to. So that's just kind of the way it goes on a lot of those. Okay, let's see. A couple more people. See, yeah, Ralph wants to know what people look at as well. Rob says, I look for inspiration to help me build Bionicle and city mocks. Lots of city stuff, especially if you're also looking for train. Lots of train layouts with a lot of additional city stuff. I don't see a ton of builds that are cities without some sort of train, but there are definitely some. Lots of interesting ways to unfold or open buildings as well. Monica says, I especially like colorful builds, plants and landscaping, artistic things, etc. Yeah, some people are definitely, like I mentioned, more onto the artistic or sculptural or something with a lot of meaning. Other people just, like I said, latch on to what they like. Maybe if you're a castle builder, you're just looking for castles. I don't know. Fabby Fan says, I like to find new ways to build trees. Yeah, me too. On the castle mocks I don't think any of the trees in the builds today that I had, I don't think any of them were identical. Well, that's not true. I have pine trees that had a similar style, but I had kind of a willow-shaped tree, more of a really sparse-looking, kind of evil, half-dead-looking tree. So I also like to sort of mix up the various tree looks and shapes here. Okay, so like I mentioned, there were a lot of repurposed castles. So this was a recoloring of part of the collab that was done for Whistler. I know that most of this was done by Andrew Beckett. You can see here that there's a lot of thought into sort of giving you the slice of the city type approach. This particular build was near the one that Dale Klein brings, Goldcrest, the one that Dale brings, which is similar but a much larger scale. Dale's mock has been around for quite a while. There are lots of fun little stories in his. So this is kind of a take, more of a modern, using a little bit more of the modern techniques as well. So here's the one that Andrew did, sort of segmented out. So there were several of these dark gray castles with the light sand blue, not light blue, the sand blue stonework on display here. Lots of cool carvings on this one over the gatehouse as well. So there was some cool stuff in here for anyone who's a castle fan as well to look at. This kind of dragon scale roof, I've used it too, is a fun look. It's probably something I'm going to try to move away from to the extent I can. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be trying the thatched roof. That's now sort of become a big thing in the last two major Lego castle sets. So I'm sure that'll be a big theme as well. So this is the one that Andrew did that I found some stuff that I liked in. Now a couple of builds from our friend Tim Leidy. This one is not new, but I really like the landscaping on it. This is the Speeder Biker Bar. So yeah, I've tried a border shape like this, and I have used one. But these are really nice colors together, I think. Tim, of course, went the extra mile. There's some sort of cracks in here where you can see some extra dirt underneath as well. There are lots of funny things inside the build because, what's better than a biker bar for speeder bikers? They, of course, are doing all kinds of nonsense inside here. Lots of cute little speeders, too. But for me, again, this was mostly about the landscaping as well. You can see plenty of references to various Star Wars properties, including the Mandalorian out here. We've got Grogu sitting on the side of the bike here. And then even just, all the little extra bits of landscape where you can just kind of spread them out like this as well. So this is another approach to a mock where instead of being on a single base plate like I like to do, you can kind of reposition them wherever you want to create a different atmosphere. So it's another pretty cool idea as well for a mock that maybe people will find some inspiration from as well. This also from something Tim did. There have been lots of leaks that Lego is doing a very similar design to this one that Tim's produced. But here the big thing were these thorns. Let's see here. Let's rotate the castle. There we go, and zoom in on it. But this is Maleficent on a bridge. And so here's kind of a interesting way with this bandolier-like looking piece. I don't even know what its official name is, but it's a rubber piece with a bunch of axle holes in it. They're not axle holes, actually. Well, maybe they are axle holes in it that Tim added a bunch of spikes to create this thorny pattern. And then he also included sort of these bigger thorn spider leg pieces as well to add a little more texture to it. So this is another kind of bit of landscaping for thorns that might be interesting. The thorn version I did on the 40th anniversary Knight's Castle is different. I used a lot more of the sort of bionicle spiky arm piece, and a lot of them are attached going in the same direction. But then kind of like this, I attached several flexible pieces I could sort of wrap around a different vine that's a flexible green color to add some more texture. I don't think that I have a particularly good picture out there of what I did for that look. So it's the kind of thing that, you know, coming to a show, a Brickworld type show where you can see it in person, you can actually get a good look at things that aren't maybe visible on a photograph. So those were a few of the things that I really liked there. There was lots of other stuff, as I mentioned. One of the things I didn't take a picture of, but maybe we can talk about sometime, was Fabby Milwaukee's habitats for the forgotten themes. I told him that maybe what we should do is show that mock at some point, or he could do it at a show, see if people could actually identify all of the themes. And if they could have some sort of prize or something. And would have been a lot of fun to try to get through all of them. Like I said, there was one or two from something on Mars, right? There've been so many Mars sub themes that, you know, I couldn't instantly identify them. And he confirms they will be in Chicago. So that will be perfect. We can have a little, maybe you just have a little Tainted competition where all the Tainted members come together and we see who can properly identify the most of the forgotten themes. Okay, let's talk about maybe when Mark gets here, he can share some of the inspirational things he saw. I know he took a lot more pictures than me. Of course, I ended up spending, you know, a fair amount of time either hanging out with my friends or talking to the public. Usually more hanging out with my friends than talking to the public. But because, of course, Mark also needs to promote the show, he took a lot of pictures. There was also a couple of different airships based on pirate ships that I found I really liked. Mark has one that he's brought several times to different shows that has a bunch of balloons that help it lift off. It's been featured on the Brickworld channel as well. You can find it. I really like that one. Dan Church also built one from the movie Treasure Planet, which was pretty cool as well. It's one of those things where I always feel like doing something like that might be fun, but I've never gotten around to doing it. I don't think I have enough time to do it before Chicago this year, but that might be a fun style of build to do as well. Monica Berry says, unless I do a bunch of research before then, not likely a competition I will win. Yeah. I recognized most of them, but there were a few in there that are, you know, one of those ones where you're like, oh, they've done 2 or 3 themes in that sort of general idea. I could not tell you the exact name. And there are a few of those in there. So just be warned. All right, let's talk about the Lego news. We've had a couple of set announcements, something official, and a couple of them, I must say, are absolutely beautiful. So let's see where we go from here. I'm going to start with, I think, the ones that maybe we're going to spend less time talking about, but we'll mention them as well. I know that these particular builds we mentioned, we knew they existed, but we didn't have pictures yet. And those first things would be the Star Wars sets. So we knew that these were coming. The first one is the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace Bunta Eve Pod Race diorama. Of course, there's some orange bits here. I always like the orange. I think the landscaping looks really cool too. I don't know that I'll end up with a bunch of these or anything, but maybe I'll get one. Some nice orange gear pieces as well on this. It's a cute mock. Let's see. Amy Schultz says, I wouldn't do well with the forgotten themes either. I've only been an AFOL since January. Woo. New to the AFOL community. Welcome, Amy. So here's this one here. I'd love to get the Tainted's point of view if they think there's anything remember about this thing. I don't particularly like the quote at the bottom. I find it kind of boring, honestly. I also wish the landscaping wasn't tan. Maybe that's more movie accurate. But I can always use more dark tan pieces than regular tan. But it's a decent little scene. Of course, it's micro scale, which is a little different from a diorama. Have all the dioramas they've done that weren't gift with purchases been minifig scale? They've done several that were of this micro scale for gift with purchases. They did one for Endor and one for Hoth. But I don't recall a diorama that wasn't one of those that didn't have minifigs in it. So here's the first one. Don't see a lot of activity in the comments, so maybe everyone kind of feels the same way I do about it, which is, it's here. But there's nothing much else to say about it. The second one, there we go. There's a box picture of it. It's called the Mas Espa Padres. Sorry, I called it Bunta Eve, my mistake. The next one, extremely boring. No one will probably be too jazzed for this, but I think it's Commander Cody, a Commander Cody brickhead. So there you go. I think the only thing that would excite me about this is if this wasn't orange, but it was tomato soup color. But I think it is just regular old orange. So what do you know? Another brickhead, another stormtrooper-like looking character. I usually end up getting some of these on clearance for the Barts, but I don't go out of my way to find brickheads usually. Monica, I take this as her critique of this set, which is simply, see my earlier comment about colorful builds. Yeah, there's a certain lack of color in these. They're just very, 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 very tan. So yeah, you're not getting a ridiculous amount of color in these. There's one other Lego Star Wars set, and somehow the pictures of it vanished on me. I do have them though, so I am going to grab them here in 1 second. And that is the Droideka, or the Destroyer Droid set. If you didn't like the tan, I don't know how you feel about brown and dark gray, because that's about all you're going to get in the Destroyer Droid build as well. The Destroyer Droid, though, I will say looks like it has some interesting techniques, of course, to try to build up this whole idea that it is a mechanical droid. Oh, it looks like, well, maybe that's why I messed this up. Okay, to make it look mechanical, I know that I have heard complaints in particular about this one, that the little tiny minifig scale size droid next to the plaque is a terrible build. But I'm just kind of like, oh, why are we really complaining about that? The feature, of course, is the big destroyer. I think what's probably most intriguing in terms of play functions on this is that we have actually now been told, and it is shown on the various images, that this destroyer droid can roll up all the way into a ball, which was, of course, a feature in the movie itself. Whether or not that's a major thing that anyone cares about is a different question. But let's take a look at that. So here it is, rolled up into ball form. I'll zoom in on it if I can. There you go. So you can see the pictures from the movie over here with it balled up, and it looks like it's pretty accurate in terms of that. So it is kind of an interesting feature, at least, though I don't know that anyone's going to be playing with it at this scale, nor do I think a lot of people will be displaying it in balled up format. But it's still fun that it can do it. That's really all I have to say about it. Not exactly what I'm going to be clamoring for parts. However, there were 3 other sets announced that I think the Tainted would be more interested in if I know them. And the first one would be this one here. These are coming out in the Summer Dreams waves. They are some absolutely kooky builds. And I will say all of the builds appear to have alternate models of some variety as well. So, of course, Monica's saying she likes color. She's going to get some more color now. So the very first thing we have here is this Raven. Crystal says that she loves this one. Monica says my eldest is going to want that. Extra Bricks gives it a fire. So we have nothing on Star Wars, but we're going crazy as soon as we get some dreams here. Ralph Nader agrees as well. One of the first things that I noticed on this set is this cauldron piece here. I don't know if this is new. If anyone can give me an idea on whether or not this part here in the middle that my cursor's on is a new part or if we've seen it before. But it's very strange. I've seen in other alternate shots of this particular build, and we'll get to them, that this cauldron piece is used as part of a spider. But it's definitely a different looking piece. Titanium J also agrees that the Raven is fantastic. Joel and Child says, yep, I'll be getting that. I think I'll probably pick this one up as well. There's a lot of really cool things in this one. We've also got this black and trans pink spirally ghost bit here as well. On the alternate builds, this dual molded, dual color Raven is really beautiful as well. So lots of cool stuff on this one. In terms of some of the other alternate shots on this one, we also get, I know that this part was one that we sort of talked about as a part we weren't as familiar with, or I wasn't at least, but they appeared in some of the, probably in a number of sets now, but they were on the covers of the various Harry Potter books. We have this coral colored piece here that's got the interesting cutout shapes in it as well. So a couple of really cool and interesting bright colored pieces too. So now in one of the alternate shots, or one of the lifestyle shots, marking my favorite thing, lifestyle shots, you can see some of the things that appear to be able to come off or rebuild on the Raven, including a walking house. So the house on the back apparently comes off and you can get some legs on it somewhere. I don't know if they fold up or what the deal is there. But then here's this cauldron again, which no one seemed to know for sure if that was a new piece or what it was. But the cauldron is sort of the base of this spidery looking creature. It has 8 legs and a pair of webs here on the back that form the tail or the back end of the spider. So I'm pretty sure it's a spider of some variety with that cauldron piece, which again, I'm not familiar with. So Monica Berry says, I don't think Elementary has even got a review of that part yet. So yeah, it could be that it's so new, nobody's seen it yet. Ralph Nader says dual molded Raven is in all 3 of the revealed sets. Yes, it is. So that must be a major theme of this witch or whatever the next sort of theme or theme for the series is going to be. I know not everybody's into the series. I don't know if it's doing well or not, but there we have it. I also want to flip back to the first picture here. See if we can get a good look at the other minis. Okay, so here we have one here. This girl looks like she has a trench coat kind of with some sort of dual molded hair. She's kind of got a vampire-y looking face on there. And then we got this other girl back here with sort of the spiky cauldron with the reddish violet look, as well as a black hair piece that looks pretty good here. And then we've got the witch here with kind of a very vampire-y looking face with some extra flair as well. She's also carrying, to see if we can get up there and see it, things in these jars here. So they look like jars with with a bit inside of them that you can see. I don't know if these jars are a new piece. I know I've seen the ones that are just rounded at the top. I can't tell if these are the same. It looks like we have a couple other jars back here in the background too. So she must be capturing things and putting them in these jars, whatever it is. Let's see here. Monica Berry says, the house is very Baba Yaga, Baba Yoga, Baba, however you say that. But anyway. Sorry, my mouse has vanished on me. Here it is. I think they should have named the theme Nightmares and leaned heavier into these baddie sets. Yeah, I mean, this Raven set in particular, it's clear a lot of people really like this. In the first wave of Dreams, or maybe, I guess they've technically done a second one now. But the first wave, the one I thought was the most interesting looking, was probably the Shark Ship. The second round, I like the Sandman Tower. In this third round, I'm liking this Raven one. So it could be that the Nightmares are going to be taking it for us and the one that we're going to favor. Okay, so the second set in the reveal, alternate candidate says the Sandman's Tower appears to be what's inside the Witch's Scepter thing. Yeah, so there we go. Could be other sets are inside those things. Second set we're going to look at here, we've got a choppy dinosaur. He kind of looks like he's got kind of like one of those rusty kind of vibes to him, with the rusted out blue color and the rusted stickers and the orange on him. So here we have our Stompy dinosaur. I know that a lot of us get sick of mechs, but I don't mind them so much when they're well done or different than just your kind of normal standing up mech. So we got something a little different here. Swifty Reagan says hello to everybody. Hello. We have also got in this one some interesting bits here on some of the minis. I am not sure that I have seen this piece before. It's like an overmolded coat or piece of armor or something that just goes down the front and then the shoulders into the back. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, it looks like we got the Sandman's Tower again here as Ralph Nader, as alternate candidate, pointed out. Yeah, I definitely think, looking at it here, that the tops of these jars are different. They're not just the single one stud on top. They look like they have some sort of different shape up here on the very top. There's the dual molded Raven carrying that one off again. Also got whatever this interesting part is here. It looks kind of like a lightsaber hilt with a gold bit around it. Maybe they've been seen in other Dream sets and I just haven't noticed. I've bought several Dream sets. I haven't opened any of them. So they're intriguing. I like the colors. I like them, but I just haven't got around to actually opening any of them yet. So there we go. We got a decent look at our dinosaur. He's also got a drill tail. I don't know if that's actually going to be an idea or not. Let's see here. Alternate candidate says the copper theme builds seem better in hand to me. This still looks amazing. The vest piece is in multiple colors. Is it in alternate in multiple colors now, or just in this theme going forward? Because we have a third set to get to, which is maybe the least exciting of the three. Maybe I should have held the Raven off for last, but I guess we'll see. The other thing that I will mention on these, we get the box picture here. It doesn't look like there's really much different on the box that we see, except, oh, I think I've got a visitor. I know, I'm trying to live stream.
Was it just dead air?
No.
Cool. Have we looked at this before?
No, we're looking at it right now. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Mark, you're gonna get this camera.
All right.
There's Mark.
You gonna see my face and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm in the dark. Dark, mysterious pink Mark.
There's Mark. You can pull up closer if you want to. And I'm gonna add the second camera. There's me. Look at that. Two of us.
Ugh.
All right, so we were talking about the
Sniffles
Stompy
are-
Stompy.
Very like top. They're really easy to knock over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stompy Stompy. I like
It's
the
Stompy Stompy.
Oh God, I'm tired.
What do you think here? Is this tomato soup or is that regular orange? I know we hate debating it,
Yeah,
but in this picture, that looks tomato soup to me.
it looks lime green.
Ugh. Okay.
I think it's orange.
Mark's tired. Let's see here.
I just refuse to have this debate anymore.
Yeah,
What color is it? Because I lost myself a maple poly bag.
you did.
It's taken right out of my hands last night.
Yes, Mark is looking very ominous in that chair. I agree.
That's right.
Yes, and then here's an alternate
Ominous and
build.
pink.
This alternate build is apparently a pterodactyl, I guess. I don't know. It sort of fit the theme.
Yeah.
But then we've got.
Do you think they have alternate instructions? Because it's an alternate build. They don't really do that.
It definitely
Look,
seems
sports.
to be.
Where did those come from?
It definitely seems to be that they are promoting them as alternate builds, and it's been, on the dream sets right now, they've done them so that you can, like, the car is an alligator, you can pull the alligator bits off and just turn it into a regular car.
Yeah.
These actually clearly look like different builds.
Yeah.
The pterodactyl clearly is, unless there's some transforming feature we don't know. We're going to see something similar in the Z-Blob mech, but here's the Z-Blob mech.
Z-Blob. So that's a little blobby guy that we normally see in some of the other sets.
Yeah. So the little blobby guy apparently can have a giant mech now.
Do you think that's orange right there?
I think that's coral.
No, the green looking part.
This part, the green looking part orange.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yes, it is.
I'm on a live stream.
Lots of people are agreeing with you here. So
Orange, right? Yeah, I thought so.
it must be orange.
Yep.
So
That's clearly pink.
This is the one we have here. I think
I
that,
like this.
Yeah.
It's
Here-
lots of fun. There's an angry hockey stick man.
yeah, here's the alternate build.
Oh, it's Boodles.
So of course it's a lifestyle shot.
They're so happy though.
They are very
They
happy.
really like the alternate build. It has like Converse on. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it does look like it has tennis shoes on that are
Those
laced up.
sneakers. I like that.
What do you think of the fact that the little
The little eyes.
thing has eyes now?
I said
They
it's
didn't in the
Google.
last one.
Didn't you know what I meant?
But there it is.
Ah, it's so cute.
It has googly
It
eyes.
has good like old Fabuland eyes. That's the most exciting part about this.
Yeah, so we're getting lots of comments about it. All the dream sets have split instructions to build each build, says Joellen. Apparently, you just broke Extra Brick's brain somehow. I don't know.
Oh, your poor brain. I'm sorry, man.
Swifty Reagan,
Oh,
who's,
look, I can actually lay back now.
who's here, says yeah.
Swifty Reagan. I know who that is. Hi, Reagan.
And we've got some, oh no, the Converse again.
So the Converse have been on Booble. What's this?
Blob, Z-Blob.
I only want to call him Booble forever. I don't care what his real name is. So the Converse have been on Booble before.
Yeah. That's what he's all about. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like
Booble, I get it.
I have to go back to this one, even though we went past it already, because I have a feeling Mark will have a reaction to it. Mark, here's the set that we probably should have saved for last.
You already went over this?
We covered this one first of the three because it just happened to be.
Oh, the color scheme, man.
Yeah. Are you excited or what?
Oh my god. I want lots of things.
You want lots
seeing
of
this.
things from this one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really
It's a
cool.
very cool build. And this part here, I've never seen before.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Like a cauldron.
yeah, or like a steampunk pipe joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are going to use the hell out of that piece.
Yeah. And then
Look at all the
these also appear to be different on top than like your normal domed glass piece. They
Yeah.
look like they have some sort of texture on them.
oh yeah, like a little like a Darth Maul head,
Yeah, almost.
a transparent bird.
Look at that. He's dual molded black.
I should have at least brought the laptop up with me so I could help you with comments.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Hey, what's inside the lanterns?
I
Do
don't
you think it's
know.
just a 1x1
Yeah, I
round?
think so. But it
Do they
doesn't
fit
quite
that?
look like it.
No.
Yeah. It's been pointed out that at least one of these things inside the jars, this one here, is the Sandman's Tower.
Oh.
But we don't know quite what's going on there. Do you remember the Sandman Tower?
Yeah, of course. But
So I don't
I'm
know
sure
if
it's
these two
just I'm sure it's some plot of the
I'm sure it
dream
is
show.
too,
I mean,
yes.
I guess we'll have to just catch up.
Yeah. I mean, we're way behind on that, but
Yeah.
there you go. So a very, very beautiful looking bird.
I like the chimney.
Chimney is
I like a
interesting as
lot
well.
about this. I like the color scheme. I want to make something with this color scheme that is not this necessarily.
Yeah, and then
what's the
Xenophone
release?
says, "What is the cauldron a mech body?" Well, it sort of is.
He didn't say what is. He says wait.
Wait,
Is
it
the
is.
cauldron
Yeah,
mech?
because in this alternate picture,
I owe him a friend's space rover.
you do. This alternate picture here, you can see it's been like converted to a spider mech. So there's the cauldron body down there.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it's a lifestyle shot.
So it's like hey, what's the butt? Oh, it's made out of spider webs.
Yep, spider webs.
Yeah. How about that? So it's like a parasite on the bird, but it pops off and they have a symbiotic relationship, obviously. Yeah, I think so.
And we got a walking house over here.
Oh, well, yeah, it has bird legs.
Yeah.
I like the walking house.
So maybe those legs are normally on the raven and they come off and go onto the...
I like the chimney. How fun.
Onto the thing. Yeah.
Have I mentioned that?
It's got a slimy tongue coming off it, though.
But it's pink.
It's true. And it's less slimy tongue and more of that goofy cloud piece.
Yeah. I was going to say.
At all.
Yeah, I'm not offended by it. That's because it's not a slimy tongue. Yeah, we got there.
Ralph Nader says this all appears to be season 2 stuff, which hasn't been seen yet.
Oh.
And of course, we're not
Ralph
watching
Nader,
the show, but
yeah, Ralph Nader's caught up on all the plotting.
Yeah.
And the stuffses.
Alternate candidate also says that there's beautiful artwork as a bonus to the instructions. I really got to start building these dream sets. I buy them, but I haven't. They're all in my closet of shame. I feel like I've got to get them.
Got to get them all.
And then YOLO Xenophone says, "Baby Yaga house." Yaga? Is that how
Yaga.
it's said? Yaga.
Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga.
That's what
Baba Yaga.
A Baba Yaga house. Baba Yaga is...
I've heard of it, but it wouldn't...
The Spanish witch that captures children?
Oh.
YOLO.
Maybe that's what she is.
Help me out. Is that what's happening? Is that what Baba Yaga is?
Yeah.
And we could Google it, but...
Joellen says the chimney smoke is the same as the one from the Hocus Pocus set, I believe. Is it in that same color, Joellen? Looks like it's a trans pink.
It'd be hard to climb the
color
stairs in that house.
Some type. Yeah. 2 little stairs, but you can't get to them.
Tiny feet.
Yeah.
To get up there. No, I'm fascinated with the color scheme. Do we have to do May Madness? Oh, I'm sorry. Release date again?
I believe these are all May. No, they might be August.
Oh, August? Okay,
Yeah.
so if we got pictures of these, do we have the August release Animal Crossing sets yet or what?
I haven't seen them.
Ben, what have you been doing?
It's the same color as the one from the Hocus Pocus house.
Hocus Pocus.
So we always have that as an option as well.
Hocus Pocus.
So yeah, the new sets. I think this is probably the king so far. This is our Red Fox.
Yeah. Or is it our Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo?
Yeah, no, I think it's more the Red Fox at this point.
Yeah,
until we see something else.
Really? What was the alternate build for this?
I didn't see one.
Oh, boo.
Let me pull it off.
Boo earns.
Let me pull it off and go to the site that should not be named and see if...
I hate this site so much.
I know. They haven't had the pictures, though. So
I hate that I go to it all the time. It's one of those, like, love-hate things.
Do you love to hate or do you just hate?
No, I hate to love it.
You hate to love it?
Yeah, because I want to see what it... I like the organization. I want to see what, like...
You just get sick of the 955 ads?
Oh, God. Don't get me started. Remember how angry I got last time? Granted, I just got off a plane from another country.
Yeah. Yeah, so we don't see an alternate build on this one. Instead, we just get the one lifestyle shot of the parts off it.
Lazy.
So maybe there isn't an alternate build.
Maybe Brooks had just put 3 pictures up of each and
called it a day.
Well, they did the same thing with Captain's Island at first, where they didn't have the lifestyle shots were just a set on the table, and then thankfully, eventually, they updated it to have like a cool bro playing with it or something. Have we gone over our lifestyle shots yet?
No, I saved those for you. There's no way I was doing that without you. So here's some comments. Apparently, Baba Yaga is a witch from Slavic.
Okay, but she steals children, right?
Well, sometimes she fries and eats children, and sometimes she helps them.
Oh, okay.
Helps the hero of the story. So I guess she kind of, mixes it up. At least that's what Wikipedia says.
So I was like 1/5 right.
Yeah. Jalen says the alternate build is most likely just the 3 individual parts. Oh,
that's not an alternate build.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it is not that.
And
I
alternate
disagree.
candidate says the house on the back of the Raven, the B build is the 2 separate pieces with the spider build. I guess. Apparently, John Wick is the Baba Yaga.
Have you seen those movies?
I've seen 3 of them, and there are 4, so I've seen most of them. He just shoots stuff because they killed his dog. I don't know.
They killed his dog. I don't want to see it now.
Yeah,
They killed his dog.
yeah. It's
No.
the wussy guy from Game of Thrones.
Oh, it's Littlefinger.
No, the kid that tries to make out with his sister in the red-haired one that lives with the Starks until he gets freed.
Oh, it's
We'll get names.
Yeah, it's
Theon Greyjoy.
Yes.
Theon Greyjoy kills John Wick's dog.
Like we needed more reason to hate Theon Greyjoy.
Like we needed more reason to hate Theon Greyjoy.
Now he kills dogs.
Yes. Okay. Well,
this is what people tune in for. I think.
Leon, you were close. It's Theon. Maybe his name is Leon in the show. They're like really stretching. I know he's like the son of a Russian monster.
Leon Blatoy.
And they're like, you killed John Wick's dog? Do you know who this man is?
Yeah.
I had to get myself on the left there. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look to my right.
Okay, so our next topic.
Yes.
Is the main event.
Is it?
I think so. It's called number 5. It's a Lego Life.
It is a Lego Life.
Now, why did we call this It's a Lego Life?
Why would we do that?
So here are things that if you build a mock, look at this guy already.
I'm so excited.
If you build a mock, there are certain things you don't get that Lego does produce.
Can we give a shout out to D's Bricks for taking the best pictures out of anyone we asked to take them?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Does he really understood what we were asking for?
Okay. These guys are already going.
Oh, no.
I haven't put it up yet. Okay. So if you have, close but no cigar, Crystal confirms. She just messed it up. Okay. If you have your own mock, you might not have instructions. You don't need instructions, by the way. You might not have box art, but if you are going to be a Lego set nowadays, you need lifestyle shots.
Your crooked hat.
All right, let's put this first one up because Mark can't help himself. Here it is. I think we're going to solo this because, no, we can't because I need Mark's faces in there.
No, we don't need my face. We have enough of my face in this picture.
Here's our first lifestyle shot. This is Mark and I working the crow's nest. We're finishing it up, putting the pieces on, of course, before we're getting ready to play. Look how excited Mark is about adding that little guy there. Pure joy, Extra Brick says. Mark.
I put the hood and the cape on, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like an entire cowl." Wow, that's what I was thinking at the time.
So there we go. That's our first.
It's amazing.
Very medievally background. Because where else would you?
That's my living. That's my living room. See the couch?
That must be your living room. There's a couch here. Yes.
I mean, come on. What does your living room look like?
Of course, you also need somebody reading instructions and putting the build together. Here our model, whoever he is.
Yeah, that guy.
Very handsome.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
In a very jungle-themed living room, working on a Jurassic Park mock.
Bearded bros are my favorite lifestyle model. And this one's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swifty Reagan says, it's a cool castle. I can imagine playing with that. Yeah, you can especially imagine playing with that because we were showing you.
Yeah, because you see the lifestyle shot. That's how you imagine yourself playing with it. It's the only way you can imagine yourself playing with the set is with a lifestyle shot. Yeah. You get it. You're on board with us.
You're on top of it. The backgrounds are awesome. Oh, just wait. Let's see here.
I love the out of scale plant in your on the shelf behind you.
This was there was some editing involved. There was a chair there that seemed very out of place. So this is my attempt to create this crazy plant.
Yeah. Wow, that had been a huge box on the shelf at Walmart behind glass that you had to have escorted to the. Do you know? Okay, so here one of the vendors went to buy it, and there was a bunch of clearance stuff at Walmart. Not only was it locked behind glass, they had to be escorted to the register with the sets to make sure they didn't, jock them in the meantime.
Yeah. Swifty Reagan's on board. Okay, so there we go.
Swifty Reagan knows what's up.
You will notice, of course, that the Jurassic Park mock does, in fact, have Jurassic Park instructions.
Because it's real. This is all real stuff that's happening. We work for Lego now.
Yeah.
So that will be released in the near future.
Yes. So here we go.
What else do we do at Christmas? But get together, build the spotlight wrong, and throw a police car at the Gotham City Police Department.
Yeah, so here we've got these two young lads, some very handsome, Ron Smith says.
This took hours.
Very handsome models.
Yeah, we are.
Showing, you can play with in this one. This happens to be combining two mocks.
Yeah.
We've got the GCPD plus that amazing GC police car.
Yeah.
And I'm showing that you can, play with both of them together.
And in the background, there's the GCPD blimp. Yeah.
That's the third set from the series.
Yes.
So we kind of got all of them here.
Yeah. It's very rare that they do lifestyle shots with 3 sets from the same series, but this is for one of the catalogs.
Yes.
Yes.
Clearly a Christmas catalog for sure.
Yes.
Here we are at the art museum with with a Spider-Man with a Spider-Man cover. This one also by Tim Leighty. The last two, the last one before this as well, Tim Leighty. This is become very popular with Lego to do this 3D style artwork.
Yeah.
So here we have one here,
and this is a pretty
Spider-Man one. Now I am not sure what Mark's doing.
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm pitching Rhino's nipple because that thing, you just can't resist it. He should not be like. Yes. He shouldn't be popping like that if he doesn't expect it now and then. So
yeah, well, there we go.
I believe when we set the shot up, I was like, we were going through several of Tim's mocks, and I was like, no, I want to pinch Rhino's nipple. I insist. I got my way. I did.
I suddenly want all of this Lego. Take note. Yeah, Lego, take note. The lifestyle shots is what's selling it.
Exactly. Thank you. It's exactly what I was about to say.
That's what we were going for.
It's like that's how they sell, obviously.
Yeah, I'm very nervous. You'll notice, and you'll notice costume change here. Mark's not wearing the same thing. Neither am I.
Yeah, so it was definitely a different day in a different place.
Totally.
Obviously.
This time we're in the art museum, and I'm like, Mark, it's art. Don't touch it. Right? I'm very nervous. But he's touching it anyway.
Mark, stop insinuating to Rhino.
Poor Rhino. All right, now here. Oh, different day, new costume. I don't know where I am here.
You're in the lobby of the vet's office? I don't know.
Just the lobby.
Commercial carpeting and sliding doors.
Yeah.
Clearly, everyone's like, sir, we're trying to see sick dogs here.
Yeah. Why did you set up here?
Can you please move whatever you're doing?
Yeah, here I am, of course, or this beautiful model. Maybe it's not me.
Yeah.
In a different outfit again, sort of with the almost required bits and pieces of build.
I think we call it the obligatory disassembled shot.
Yeah, the disassembly shot.
Yeah.
And here we are. The background on this one is puzzling, but it's well lit.
Yeah.
So that's at least all we can say about that.
Yeah, the background is puzzling because it looks like someone's like trying to run you over with a table.
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, me either.
But here we go.
You're just so happy.
I'm so happy. It's probably my hippie lifestyle.
Well,
it's me excited.
I'm sure the hippie commune can be stressful since it's also a cult. But at least you got some time to yourself to build your heavy pants Mac.
Yes, and Ralph Nader points out that at least from this shot, we know you can assemble it and disassemble it.
Of course. How else would you sell this unless you had a picture of a gaslit hippie in a cult building a heavy pants Mac?
The green screen fell down. Real shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what exactly what it looked like. There was no green screen.
Right. It did fall. I mean, there was no green. Yeah. Definitely.
This is where I was. I mean.
Yeah, I took this picture.
You did.
Yeah.
It was a different day than the one when I was in the lobby.
Yeah.
It shows that you don't just have to build it once. You can build it multiple times because you can do it in different settings even.
I don't know. Your hat looks photoshopped in.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
But there we are, the hippie disassembly shot.
Sit long, talk much, much coffee. Is that what the sign in your room says? I believe that's. Can we check this out again? Sit long, talk much.
Much
often?
Much often? Talk much.
I thought it said much coffee.
Oh, let's zoom in on there.
Something often.
Yeah. Something often.
Ouchu.
Lunch
Ouchu.
often?
Naku.
Achu.
Nusu.
Achu often?
Nusu often.
I don't know.
It's something. Must be something your cult leader convinced you was a word.
Apparently, we've got a visitor who just says you too. Let's see here.
No.
Laugh often. Yeah, we got that one.
Yes.
Laugh
often. No, we didn't get that
We
one.
didn't
That's
get
the
that
third one.
Sit
long, talk much, laugh often.
often.
I mean, this is your mantra. How do you not know it? Then?
I don't know. Extra Brick says maybe it's lunch often.
That's exactly the first thing I thought it was. Lunch
corrected us too. Yep.
Thank you, Joellen.
Yep. Everyone's on it. It's laugh
we're on
often.
it. We're on it.
But look at this nice close up. This is clearly not Photoshop. Look at that.
No, it's and just like what a beautifully trimmed beard.
Beautiful.
I just have to say,
I did trim it for you because I did media shots.
Right? Yes.
So I did clean it up a little bit.
Which were the best media shots. I loved it. It was fun.
Media shots.
Yeah.
Though not a single person said they saw me on the news, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're like, oh, he was so personable on the news, but now he's just boring when I got here.
Maybe everyone who watched it on the news was like, we don't want to go.
Yeah, because
a lot of people saw Brickworld ads and said, we don't want to go. That's kind of how this weekend went, to be honest.
Well, let's see here.
Great show though.
All right. Another costume change.
God, yeah, that's at that Bibimbap restaurant where you're always bringing.
Yes. Yes, we're at the Japanese restaurant.
Yeah. And your table floats above the others. I don't know how you always get that table.
It's on a little stage.
Repulsor lifts, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
And those bricks definitely go with that model for sure.
Yeah. Z Spouse says, I said I saw you. That's true, but then you didn't come to the show, so it didn't work.
What's up? Thanks for buying tickets when you saw them on Ape TV.
So here we got the spilled out bricks.
Yeah.
And I'm putting the last one on. What's kind of weird is the mock's fully assembled, so I don't know where that piece goes, but I'm working hard on trying to get it in.
Nor all the other pieces that are
the other pieces, I don't know. This maybe was an alternate build, so there's the leftovers.
Oh, that's possibly.
This could have been a 3-in-1.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right.
So that's what makes sense on this.
Makes a lot of sense.
Here we go, a obligatory you can build anywhere shot.
Yes.
Here. So there. You don't have to just build a castle in Castle. Here we are on the International Space Station.
Of course.
Building the castle.
It's great that we were able to defy anti-gravity and stick that thing to the table.
Yes. I'm holding it down. That's what I'm doing in this shot.
Yeah. Your legs are up to the
they are
to the left, like kicking towards it, and I'm just like just kind of like almost like freewheeling like a little somersault.
Yeah, I mean it was.
I remember that. That was fun.
Well established this weekend that my love-hate relationship with Castle is sort of indicating that if you're gonna build a castle, at least do it in space, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of what I feel.
It was. I think they were a little disappointed that they were like, hey, we love your live stream. Would you like to come up to the International Space Station? And we're like, yeah, definitely. And then we're like, yeah, look, the Earth, that's cool. Can we build something? We brought our toys with us. And they were like, these guys are weird. But we were having a great time building this. So I remember that day very well.
And Amy says, I like the example. Amy, I believe, is telling me that Amy is a new AFOL since January. A new AFOL.
A NAFOL?
Yeah.
A NAFOL.
A NAFOL. Likes the spilled out bricks. I thought that was nice too. Nice green screen. What are you talking about?
We were on the International Space Station.
Style shots.
Yeah. How else would we get them?
Yes.
Unless we were having a lifestyle that matches exactly what you see in the shot.
Yes. Defying gravity and the urge to build space in space. Good luck.
I mean, I don't understand why people get confused about this sort of thing.
You look very happy, Mark.
Oh my God. I was elated.
Yep.
I was and a lot of that's like I have a really heavy upper jaw and it was anti-gravity. So it's just nice to like not have to worry about bearing the weight of this nose and like these janky teeth,
Yeah.
So it was anti-gravity making me smile like that.
And Ralph Nader says, even a trip to space can't keep you guys from Lego. True dedication.
That's right.
We said this is the only way we go to the ISS is if they let us build Lego while we were there.
They're like, you want to see a volcano erupting from space? And we were like,
no.
Just shut up. We're busy.
We're busy. We're building castles in space. I keep saying I want a space castle mock. Here we have one.
Yeah.
And Amy said there's no reason they wouldn't invite us to the ISS. You're
precisely.
right. That's why we were there.
NASA watches our stream. They learn a lot from it.
They have.
Yes. I saw this. This is the last thing you sent before I assume you went to sleep. Maybe you just went to work on ones that you were so excited about you didn't want to show me.
Mhm.
But
So
this is my bedroom.
So yes, this is part of why they knew we loved space so much, is because
Yeah.
Mark's bedroom looks
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
So here we
Can
are.
you believe Matt and I can sleep in that bed together?
That's crazy.
I know.
And we managed to get the table in there too to get this quick photograph. And you guys all know that Tim lets us play with his mock.
Yeah.
We reviewed this one a little earlier and things that inspired me. I really like the train on it.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's not new. I expressed specifically to Tim that if you look hard at this picture, you'll notice I'm not actually touching his mock, but Mark clearly is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I knocked it
He's 100% playing with it, but
well, I wanted to do the swoosh. What do you call it?
the swoosh.
The swoosh.
The swoosh.
I wanted to swoosh it the way it was attached to the terrain.
Yes, it's cool that
Made
it's attached to the terrain like that.
And it made a great action shot, I think, because it was like the terrain was.
This is
flying
before
underneath it.
VFX. What are you talking about? This is Mark's bedroom.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
So we've got Mark's bedroom.
Yeah.
And a little space station here.
Definitely a true thing that happened. I forgot we did. We took over 100 pictures. I like that you chose that 1980s flash in the pan decorating fad of having mural wallpaper. I'm surprised the spouse was okay with this in your living room, but
yeah.
I really like the cacti choice you made in your wallpaper mural.
Right. Well, if I'm going to be building and playing with a mock set on a desert planet, and I can't travel to the desert planet because it doesn't exist, I at the very least want to be at my desert home.
Duh.
So here I am at my desert home playing with this mock.
We all know that.
I showed earlier, I might have to go back to it here. I showed something that inspired me that I liked, and that was a rover, because it's the year of the rover.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
it's the year of the rover. Yeah.
Conrad says it was his first show.
Today?
Apparently.
At Brickworld Milwaukee?
He built the rover that I showed on stream.
Was he our one new subscriber from promoting Think Outside the Blocks from your display?
I hope so.
Conrad, are you our new subscriber?
Yeah. We went from 24 to 25 subscribers. So that's good. So here I am swooshing a Y-wing. I contended that in this mock, these barracks, there's two barracks. What are they? Bear-eye?
Why do you say that word that way in the first place? There we go.
I say it to annoy you.
It doesn't necessarily annoy me. I do find it fascinating. And when you said it last night, there was 5 other people around, and they're just like, "Did you just say barrackses?"
Yes, but I contended that these were bread loaf barracks.
Yes,
but it sounds, when you say bread loaf, it sounds better if you say bread loaf barracks instead of bread loaf barracks. It does. Whatever. Anyway, here's me swooshing the Y-wing in the bread loaf barracks mock here.
Isn't this a Rogue One mock?
It's from some planet I've never heard of. So yes, I don't know. But the Star Wars nerds probably know. A Delphi or something.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Some cool desert planet. It doesn't matter where it's based. What does matter is we flew all the way to my desert home in Arizona to take this picture.
Barraxes.
I
just imagine a bear wielding an axe. You put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got next?
No.
This is the last one.
10 times worse than I imagined. Okay, so we're setting up the shot. I'm like, you have to inspect the taint, because in case you're new to the Tainted, the reason we call the chat the Tainted is because Ben kept showing us the ass of his mech mock,
and
he kept saying, so now we gotta look at the butt again, but he was turning it upside down. I was like, that's not the butt, it's the taint. So the reason you're called the Tainted is because of the taint of his mech mock. And so I was like, you have to inspect the taint, and he put himself in I would say an operating theater, but now it looks like this is the first word I thought of when I looked at this was gynecologist.
Is it a boy or a girl? Well,
Right. Yeah, maybe.
there's Jesse walked in at the wrong moment. Apparently, he gives us a hello.
I love when people walked in. Like we had several people join the first time. I was like, "No, Ben, that's the Taint," and everyone was just like, "Hi, I just walked in."
You always walk in on the Tainted.
Well, yeah.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Amy asks, I can't say the English word barracks, but I can say the name of the made-up planet.
Adelphi.
Yeah. Z-Spouse does this one made me laugh out loud. It made me laugh out loud too the whole time I was doing it.
I mean,
the whole time I was inspecting it in the clearly real surgical room.
Yes. And the thing about this is it proves like the success of lifestyle shots and selling Lego.
Mhm.
Because people are going to want this because they're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
I can take this to an emergency room.
I need to get my own.
And lay on the operating table or the gurney or whatever and stare at its taint.
Yeah.
So I definitely need to buy it. This is how lifestyle shots.
It will help you
work.
answer this question. Is it a boy or a girl?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking directly at the taint, boys and girls both have taints.
It's true.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean,
it's true.
Unless you have a very narrow field of vision, I bet you could tell the gender of the Mac.
Yeah. So there,
even if you were staring directly.
There we have it.
Because peripherally, you'd see
there we have it. It's,
other organs.
It's a Lego life.
Yeah.
Without these lifestyle shots, I'm not sure we'd understand
without
the value of the map.
Without these lifestyle shots, I wouldn't have the will to live. Look, he got this from me because we had too long of a discussion about what color a stupid lifestyle shot was. Not that they're stupid. I mean, we're very good at them.
Yeah,
we're smart lifestyle shot folk. I have to say that's what I've learned today.
We are now significantly in debt. The ISS was free, luckily.
Yeah.
But the flight to Arizona, and the 4 years of medical school I had to go to. Actually, it was 7 years, but I only did 4 before.
Where did we do the Jurassic Park one? Were we in Costa Rica, I think?
I think we were.
Yeah, and they've got a Zika problem there right now, so I've been a little itchy lately. I'm worried. Yeah. So, and then just the bailing you out after breaking into this operating theater. That was probably the most expensive. It was more expensive than flying us both to Costa Rica.
It was, and we even got Matt to be my lawyer.
Yeah.
It still costs that much.
Well, Matt was very tired that day.
He was very tired. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Was this time well spent? We did spend a ridiculous amount of time traveling to these places.
Yeah.
We did take a lot of pictures though.
Yeah.
Which of the lifestyle shots was your fave?
Yeah. We actually since we're now
I like this one. Let's go.
Since we're now a YouTube partner, we can actually poll the chat. We can poll the Tainted. We should have some sort of survey thing. I don't know how to do it. I haven't looked into this much. But have you told them that they could be a member for $1.99 a month and like post cool emojis and like get fun little things to be like their icon-y stuff?
I didn't tell them that today, but it sounds like you're kind of telling them that.
I'm kind of telling them that because I don't even remember exactly how it works because we just set it up a week ago and I should have been getting ready for Brickworld Milwaukee. And instead I was like, oh, we're a YouTube partner. Let me set up the first level. And so now we have a level. You can be a member for $1.99 a month. You can enjoy super chats. You can have special emojis that are just for channel members. They're all Fabuland figureheads. So of course you want that, right? And you can also have an icon that indicates how long you've been a member. And they're all Lego 1x1 plates. Because the generic one they give you is like, you can have a star. And I'm like, stars? We don't need stars. We need studs. So you can be a stud. Join us. Be a stud. Be a stud in the Tainted. Yeah. Or don't. It's all good.
I went with the hippie one. Amy votes for the surgery.
Oh, I have to vote.
What do you think?
Do you want to show the meme that Dustin made last night at the fire pit?
I don't have it.
Do you have it? I'll text it to you.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you get it from? Yeah, you have.
Email it to me.
I don't know how to email from my phone. I'm old.
Well, text it to me and I'll email it to myself and then I'll open it.
Oh my God, we can do
this. we can do this.
Because I'm gonna vote for this one that no one's seen.
Not even in there.
It's gonna take a while.
It's a classic. Anybody else? We've got one vote for surgery here. Let's get to the surgery. That would be this one here. We got the surgical berry lifestyle shot. I'm going for hippie. Hippie life.
You a few because I have to say.
That's this one here.
You can have that one.
I just look so excited in this one. That's why we're going with this one.
That one. You can have that one. You can have that one. You sent 2 pictures that inspired me, so I guess I'll have to choose out of these. But I'm sending them to you. Oh wait. There's.
Yeah, you're finding them.
Damn it! I didn't find the. Maybe it's still in the text. All right. It's just a live stream of 2 older gentlemen looking at their phones, trying to figure out how they work.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's a good one.
Did you find it? Or was it, those were the ones that I was sending you?
You just sent me this.
You guys
one.
talk amongst yourselves. We're just texting to each other on our live stream.
Yeah, don't mind us.
This is the best use of our time, clearly. Oh, and all the other AFOLs in the hotel are at the fire pit, so we should wrap this up soon and then go
Okay,
hang out
we'll
with them.
get down there in a minute.
Yeah.
I do want to show this one. Let's see here. Tough decision. Hippie or surgery. Ralph likes the 2 I like.
Oh, you can't vote for 2.
He's the alternate candidate. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, really, he should be. No, we can't let Ralph Nader vote for 2.
Why not?
I absolutely refuse. Cause history. That probably marks him.
Texting to each other in the same room. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Mark's too old to text it to email it to me.
Well, just because I just finally put my Gmail on my phone, and like the old Brickworld email was so convoluted, I couldn't. It wasn't me. That was
This over here.
Hi.
Can,
hey, look, it's my face.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
You can.
I didn't realize I was on the live stream because I couldn't see the screen. I thought I was just talking to Ben.
You can do some chatting there while
Hi, guys.
Pull these up.
Click, click, click. All right, perfect. So we can talk about the ones that I'm inspired by. I still want to send this one to you. What's that guy's name? Dustin. Okay. I don't know where these came
What's
up.
that guy's name?
He was texting them to us at the fire pit, and I have no idea which texting it was because there's like 50 from them. So yeah.
Okay, then let me get.
All right, so this is.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not on screen yet.
This is the whole thing. Okay,
Hi, guys.
Hey,
look, we're so good at this. We are experts.
Okay. Make this one big. Add it to the stage. All right.
Yeah.
So
this was a Mount Fabulimpus or something like that. So it was all representations of the Greek gods with Fabuland figures. So of course, but I mean it was. I'm really not a big fan of habitats. I think they're kind of like. I don't know. I guess they're a little annoying to me. But I like the use of this as it's a mountain. They each get their own little habitat to live in. So we've got like Poseidon's the walrus, Zeus is the lion. He used the creepy Fabuland eyes, but or the new Fabuland eyes, which are the wrong ones to use. Hades is a crow. There's a goat in a vineyard.
Weird.
I know a lot about Greek and Roman mythology, and Achilles, the messenger, the bulldog with the backpack. It's all Fabuland. It's all Greek mythology. It's killing me. I love it. So I thought that was really fun. That was more of like a nostalgia sort of thing. You can bring up the next one. Hey, Superhawk is here.
I would love
They're
to,
also
but
at the
I
hotel.
only got one.
What?
I don't know what to tell you.
That inspired me. Hold on. All right. I'll choose one of the other 3.
The other
Superhawk is in the same hotel with us, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I had mentioned from this same displayer, who may or may not be in the
chat.
chat.
Because I had a couple from him. It's Fabby Fan Milwaukee.
Yes. I wasn't going to say the name.
Why?
He was. Because I've already talked about it.
But I want other people to know.
Oh, I said who it was already? I was just saying that we would show the habitats of forgotten themes.
I didn't take a picture of that
It's coming to Chicago.
Yeah.
And I said we should have a challenge, get the Tainted together.
Yeah.
And see if they can identify all of the forgotten themes. Whoever can identify the most, the fastest, win some sort of prize, like maybe a maple poly bag.
Oh, Superhawk actually built one of these.
Oh,
so
cool.
Glad they're here because one of the ones that inspired me was something they built.
Okay.
Do you have all 3 of them now? I don't know.
Yes.
I forgot how to iPhone. And then I'll look for the other one.
Oh man, lots of Fabby Fan Milwaukee's here.
Yeah, a lot of Fabby Fan Milwaukee fans. What? I can send you a picture of my dog. I'll send you one more. Why not? We'll talk about all the great stuff that happened at Brickworld Milwaukee this weekend. And there was quite a bit of it. Quite a bit of amazing things that occurred. And just a great show to like bring to the public and inspire people and make a lot of people happy. There's a lot of good stuff happening for sure. They're hearing us talk, but they're just staring at this Mount Fabulolympus. I think we could, bring our faces back up so they can see us texting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit it. I'm done. I send. Here, there we go. All right. So if you want to bring up that one there, Super Hawks on. I'm not sure how long they'll be on. Again, everyone's at the fire pit. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did. I heard it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh, yes.
Hey, we're figuring this out, you guys. I think one of the fun things about the show this weekend is like we do a lot of expos, and the expos are like, for those of you who haven't been to an expo and you've only done Brickworld Chicago, imagine it's just Saturday and Sunday, and so we do it just a few local clubs. It's in a much smaller hall, and it's we're bringing in a different segment of the public that we would normally get. So that it's not like Brickworld Chicago in that there's not the convention week. You don't have presentations, workshops, competitions, social activities. It's just come in, set up whenever you can, and then we invite the public in on the weekend. And so we do it mostly with local lugs in the cities that we do it, because we want them to be able to, not to put a lot of money into it, because they're not getting anything else out of it except for the chance to display, which is definitely something we like being able to provide that. But it gives people a lot more opportunity to interact with the public, because there's not a lot of distractions, and a lot of these local clubs are more used to interacting with the public, and so they're inspiring people a bit more and bringing people into their lugs, and like people come year after year. They're one of the Fox affiliate out here that we did all the live shots with, that Ben did one of our live shots for, which I should bring that up too. I should send you actually I put it on Discord. But the cameraman's been the same cameraman we've had every year that we've done the show, and they've come out to do the live shots, and so he knows us very well, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a member of Whistling soon. David Turner was trying to convince him to join, but like he gets will call tickets from us every year, and he comes out, he brings a friend, and he's just always excited to do it. He requests the gig, and we do a lot of cities, and they're all very fun, but I mean, there's something special about Milwaukee. I mean, just because we got 3 lugs in the area, and they all get along really well, and they bring a lot of cool stuff. They work together really well. I mean, it's just such a smooth transition. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to do a live stream on the night of Teardown in any other city but this one, to be honest. But look at this. So Superhawk built this. They're not huge Star Wars fans. I would call them anti-Star Wars fans, or Star Wars nemesis. But they built this beautiful multicolored Falcon. I just thought it was really fun. I mean, it's got to take a lot of extra work to just go through the instructions and be like, well, find this next piece in whatever color. So I thought it was fun. That actually got beat up on the way there, but you can't really tell because there's so much color in there. All the stuff on the bottom is stuff that fell off the ship, and if they had just like not had that stuff on the table, I wouldn't even known it fell apart. But apparently, the roads are so bad in the direction that they came in that another box bounced off of a stack and landed on this. But I thought it was cool. I think they're a lot of fun as well.
Okay. Here's another one from Brickworld Milwaukee.
We don't like handwritten mock cards, so I was like, "Why did he write this?" And I love Jason, so I'm like, "What did he write?" I'm like, "Yeah. I'm gonna go business." And then it said how animals see themselves, and I was just like, it doesn't make any sense. And so finally I read it says this build is best viewed at the eye level of the animals. So I got down and I was like, oh my God, that's 100% how my dog sees herself. Second of all, it's Fabuland figures. And I just thought it was completely adorable.
Zoom in on this so people can see it. Where's my mouse? Tell me when you see the mouse. Where's the mouse?
I don't know. It's gone. There it is. I found it.
There it is. I found it. I saw
Where's
it.
the mouse? My eyes are getting too old.
We're both getting
there it is. I saw it again. And the yellow castle is in the shot too, which you love.
Yeah, I do. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, wait. Whoa.
All right. So we got the little baby panda.
Can I just say, this is so freaking cute.
Yeah. And then the big Fabuland panda. We got a parrot with a parrot, a little pup.
A bulldog with a bulldog.
Yeah. And then this last one is, you got to tell me.
A mouse with a mouse.
A mouse.
Yeah. I had to tell you that? All right.
Well, I couldn't see him, lights in my eyes. Whatever.
Yeah, I get you.
Whatever. Okay, so
Whatever.
Then we got this one.
Yeah, and this is by the same person. Like he
Gosh,
just had a lot of really great
Habitat
stuff.
Land.
It's another Habitat one, but I love the use of the black and white. I think that's super effective. I love when people do this. I've always wanted to do a sepia tone one. I just, me and time. So I just enjoy seeing people do it. I don't know the reference.
Yeah, it was a paper man and had lots of paper throughout the life here. We had paper airplanes represented in various places. I don't know if it's through time. Who knows?
Yeah, and maybe it's an original idea. But Paperman, it seems to be very specific. Like I don't know. I should have talked about it because I would love for this to be an original idea, of course. But it seems so specific that I thought like it'd be something that like people might get. He's very pop culture and like referencey. So he also had like a Fabuline meets Animal Crossing. Yeah, like a mixer. And like they were getting along really well, but Chima was kind of like off in the corner, like protecting their chi.
Where it belongs.
The video furries were on stage; they were performing for them, making me think that again, they're probably not really animals; they're furries.
Yeah,
video.
Totally possible.
Yeah. Was there one more that I sent, or was that no? It was I think that's it. I think it's the ones.
Oh no,
I there's one more. Yeah, there's one more.
It's at the back though, because I went the opposite direction. So
yeah. We got to do a little bit of World of Lights. We did 20 minutes of World of Lights. And this is also going to be at Chicago. This is Whistleg's moon base. And we haven't seen a moon base standard in a long time. But man, was this ever cool. I think they had, it was a dry run for them. I think they had a little bit of trouble getting all the parts to come together. This was their first time getting it all together. And I'm excited to see what they're able to bring. I think it's going to be the same size. I don't think they're going to expand it at all, but I think they're going to iron out the edges.
I know that it is going to be taller in certain sections.
Oh, is that so? Ooh,
yes.
Oh, really? Ooh,
yes.
Where?
See these here that don't seem to have any greebles on them. I asked, I think the mastermind this year is Jordan.
Yes.
And he told me, I said, those look like there may be a little light on the greebles on those. He said, oh, that's because those are going to have structures on top of them.
Yeah, and David Turner did a lot of the wiring for the center section here. I think that might be his section, but like I think like something like that David Turner is going to provide the standard for, and that what they wanted was, and maybe they'll have them as some like higher landing pads in places, but like it gets referential towards the back because there's like an M-tron area, a Blacktron area, and then the rest of it's like all moon references, but at least they have like some of the classic space themes represented there as well. And so it's just kind of one of those things where you see people collaborate well. This is not easy to do. This is not easy to get people to work together this way. Mm-hmm. So I was really impressed with that. And I love the people in Whistler. So yeah, this was inspiring to me just because it was fun to see something so new, but also like a reinvention of what we used to have, the moon-based standard that people brought to all the conventions and posted online and stuff like that. And to see it reinvigorated and kind of like have that nostalgia in there and just like be done by people who we really like was fun. I liked it. Made me happy.
Yeah. So, and it's got a number of various themes that have modules in here. You've got some M-trons, some Blacktron, some classic space.
Yeah.
Sort of this newer wave white color. So yeah,
there's some Monkey Kid references in there. Like
all kinds of stuff.
They had a cow with a space helmet on.
Cow with a space helmet on.
I love the cow with the space helmet on.
So lots of little fun things to see in this one. And it should be at Chicago, which is when?
In 2 months.
In 2 months.
Before we get close.
Yes. Before we get too far into this, I do want to say that I've received several texts while I've been here from my wife that via my daughter. She misses her dad. I'll be home tomorrow, but they have school tomorrow. They better get to bed. So good night to my kids.
Good night, kids. We have to get going soon anyway because they're going to turn the fire pit off.
Yeah, we don't want to enjoy some
fire pit time.
They did that last time on us. Apparently, Paperman is a Disney short. It is quite short, so we can look it up.
Oh.
But in 2 months, we will be in Chicago. We'll do shows before then.
Yeah.
I heard Mark say that he might want to talk about custom boxes on a.
Oh yeah, I think that's what I'm planning to do for next week is show you guys how I make a custom box to transport safely the segments of the orchard, and hopefully nobody tears them apart. I just can't talk about this without bringing that up. I'm a resentful person. Don't tear up my boxes.
Look at this. This is crazy. This time, We have the same problem
Hey.
as before. We're in both pictures.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Um,
Hi.
Look at that.
Hey, look, it's me. And then
Yes.
you're right here.
I am right here.
And then I'm there too.
Yeah.
And then you're right there.
I'm in both.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, I'm also in both.
And it's weird how my hand goes off the screen that side and then it comes on the other. It's like the infinite Pac-Man thing. You go off one side and then you come in on the other.
I went to test it. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, it doesn't work. No, but that does.
Let's see if I can make it. Oh, your computer won't do it.
No.
Your computer's stupid. So I just sit here going like, oh.
No, it won't do
Oh,
it.
here's the camera.
Yeah, there's your camera.
Yep. We just have to fake it.
But we can't just ditch out
Do you have an outro?
without doing this. Which one do you want to do?
Oh, you didn't make a new one? What did you do all weekend? Let's just be a slideshow of lifestyle shots.
Lifestyle shots?
Can you do a slideshow of lifestyle shots? Oh, we have
No, we totally can.
Let's watch John. Okay, perfect. I would say otherwise, let's just watch Larry's thing fall over.
That is pretty fantastic.
And then you can mute our microphone in case you want to laugh at stuff.
Yeah, and I
You can play some music.
Thanks. Hold on. Okay, F5. F5 will start the slideshow when we get to it, and then we'll do that here in a minute.
And Bob
but
Ross,
before we get there,
oh, you're such a pro at this.
Pretty much. We're not even going to talk about medieval hoodies today because we're going to get down to the fire pit. But just remember, in life, in mocks, in lifestyle shots,
in ticket sales,
there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. That's what Bob Ross said.
It is.
Let's get a little music rolling here. I think we're going to go with, what do you think? Feeding the Ducks?
Or the new ones that I put in.
Oh, you put in some new ones. Oh, here
Remember,
we go.
do the piece of cake.
It's
It's the second one from the bottom. Piece of cake. ES piece of cake.